Get to another story we're following. New data showing that mental health crisis now taking more lives. CDC reporting there's been another uptick in people dying by suicide in the past year. More than 49,000 Americans losing their lives just last year. And here in the Stateline, there is a local organization. They are working to raise awareness to help those struggling and really know where to turn to with an event taking place. It's later this month, and we've just learned that it is all sold out. Kevin joining us this morning. Nice to hear that it's sold out, but also shows you, really where the need is.
Yeah. And this was the first time it sold out this early on, and we were very grateful for that. But at the same time, we want to have as many people as possible involved.
And it really shows you again, where the need is. You've worked so hard to really teach us all here in our community to know the signs of maybe potential mental health crisis issues that people are having. What is the one thing you think we can learn?
I think the biggest thing is being able to talk about it and know that there is no shame. Even though depression and anxiety has this thing where it'll talk to us in our this little voice in our head saying that no one will understand, that's just not true. And it may take a couple people to go and reach out to, but there are now, especially now more than ever, there are people that are willing to listen, and people are understanding the signs and willing to take some action.
What are the signs too? Because a lot of times they're not obvious.
Absolutely, and it really is about the idea of what is your loved one, what is that friend of yours, how are they acting different than they're normal, and that's one of the biggest indicators. If they're normally social and now they're kind of isolating or not wanting to hang out, or not wanting to talk about certain things, that's one of the indicators. Another aspect is how they are describing how they feel about the future. Are they feeling stuck or feeling hopeless or things are never going to change? That's another indicator that something might be going on. So instead of moving away from that or dismissing it, it's really how do we, with some curiosity, move toward it and asking more questions.
And let's talk about moving towards it too. So you've got a loved one, maybe this sounds like something that they are going through. What do you do next? You say, oh, you should go talk to someone. How do you step in?
Well, I think probably the biggest thing as a family member or a friend or a loved one, being able to be there for them and really remind them how much they mean to you and how much they play a part in your life in a positive way. And then encourage them to be able to say, this is maybe how you're seeing it right now, but it may not always be this way. And again, getting that third party perspective, a professional or some other type of support system will also help them know that they're not alone and be able to see another way into that light out of that darkness.
And we see a lot of times with kids, I don't know how young a lot of your clients will be, but talk about the ways social media has played a role in depression for a lot of people.
And I think social media can go both ways, right? There can be posts that can support hope and possibility and encouragement, and then there's also this tendency to compare ourselves to what we're seeing on social media. And I think a lot of times our young people are doing that anyway. It's a normal part of growing up, and then that social media can influence that even more. So how to help monitor that is really important. What your student or loved one might be getting stuck on, and going back and revisiting is another piece of being able to just keep those conversations open.
And your event, it is sold out. For people who do need help, I know you are working really hard to update your website too.
So shattersilence.org is our website, and we just recently in the last 2 months did a complete change update on it. And so it has a new look to it, and as well as we're putting out weekly content. And so there's articles that are blogs that are going out every week, and there's links to other resources within the community. And then if someone does want to get involved or donate, there is a tab for that as well.
Of course, all that money going to a really good cause. Good luck on your event too. You see the details there, but unfortunately, like you said, sold out. It's nice to see that a lot of the people, care and are going to be out there. You can still donate, as we said. We'll get you a link on our website. Your headlines are next.